Hi everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I set up a movement and play area for our baby girl who is now almost 3.5 months old. I've had this set up since a few weeks before she was born, just to have it ready. And you can do something similar depending on how your house is laid out, and I'll explain why I set it up this way and some of the things that you would want to consider when setting up a Montessori movement area for your baby. This is where I set up a movement and play area for our daughter, for our baby who is now almost 3.5 months old. And it took me a while to figure out, before she was born, where I wanted her to be, mainly because we have a 2-year-old as well in the house. And so I needed to think, how can this be functional for not only baby but also for myself? And I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen with my toddler and with my older daughter, which is right here. So we have a door opening, and this space, this corner, allows me to watch, to be able to keep an eye out on baby D, and also to be with my older toddler in the kitchen preparing meals and foods. So this is actually our dining room. It's not perfect. There's a reason why I call my channel Mellow Montessori, because it's not perfect all the time. And then I just made a little corner here back of our house. So this is the backyard. My husband's just cleaning the garage, so we have a few things out there now. But this is what it looks like. So things that you would want to consider when setting up a Montessori baby movement area are a few things. So the first thing that I got and had was a mirror. So this mirror here is just one of those long mirrors that you can get at Walmart or any of these stores. I bought it secondhand with our first daughter, and I didn't even glue it really to the wall. I just used the shelf and the dresser to be able to hold it in place. Right now I'm going to be replacing it with another mirror once our baby is a little bit older and able to crawl, and I'll be adding something else on that wall. I'll do a separate video on that, but for now she's just slowly rolling and being on her back and on her stomach. And it's great to have a mirror here so she can look at herself while she's on her stomach and moving and exploring the different movements that she's learning to use in her body. Now the second thing is this shelf. So this was actually a vertical shelf that I found. It actually sits vertically, and it had 3 shelving units inside that were removable. And what I did was I just flipped it downwards, and this creates a space to store some of her objects that she's working with at whatever age and whatever development stage that she's at. So I put a little plant there just because we have the window, and it's nice to have something living near the baby, and also just a few of her objects that she works with on her mat. Right now I can do a separate video again, just going into more detail about the type of objects that our 3.5-month-old is now working with on her mat. But that shelving unit is something that is really nice to have, and I just placed it right in the corner here. So her area is a square, and it's a defined space. So my older daughter knows that this is a defined space for the baby, and it took a little bit of time for her to get used to those objects and this space being the baby's, but now she is really comfortable and happy to join the baby when they're in there, when she's on her mat together. The second thing you want to look into is I found this foam puzzle type of carpeting, I guess. I'm not sure what the real name is. I'll have to link it in the description once I find out, but they're just a 4-piece type foam puzzle mat, just to add a little bit of cushioning for the baby. Next thing you want is some kind of soft mat. I found this round circular pillow mat. I'm not sure what the term is specifically for this one, but I found this at Marshall's. I'll try and find one and put the link in the description for you. But you can also use just a simple quilt if you have a little quilt, or that's what we actually used at the beginning when she was in the newborn stage. You can also use you know, the changing pad mats that you change your baby on. So the first few weeks when she's very little or the baby's very tiny, you can put a change pad mat right there, and the baby can be on that until you start noticing a bit more movement. Something else that you'll see in Montessori environments. Now, when baby was only a few weeks old, around 6 weeks, I hung the Munari Mobile from the ceiling, and I can do again a separate video detailing what the Munari Mobile is in the Montessori community. But one thing that if you don't have a wooden structure like this, which is what I'm going to talk about next, you can just use like a small hook inside the ceiling. I'm going to try zooming in a little bit more. It's one of those hooks that you can get at the dollar store or Home Depot, and it's like a circle, and you just screw it into the ceiling, and you can hang a string and hang a mobile from the ceiling over top of the baby's movement area. My husband actually built this small wooden, I guess they call it a baby gym. That's the modern term. And this is great because it can be moved on and off of the mat, and you can hang objects and things for the baby to work on. And right now, between the age of 12 to 16 weeks, something that is common in the Montessori community is hanging a bell from a string or a ribbon while the baby is learning to move their arm and reach and hit the bell and hear sounds and see the cause and effect. So that's something that my husband built. It was fairly easy. He got the materials at Home Depot, but I'll put a link down below on ones that you can purchase online as well. And it's great because you're able to fold it up too, and it doesn't take up a lot of room, and it's very functional, simple, and aesthetically very peaceful, not too busy. So some of the things that we don't see in a baby play area or a baby movement area in the Montessori community is you won't see anything that is battery operated, anything with flashy lights or artificial sounds. Anything like that is not something that is aligned with, you know, freedom of movement and the Montessori philosophies. Something else you will not see is like a bouncer or anything like that. It's a very simple environment. It's a small space, clearly defined for the baby to work on movements, and just a space for them to be while you're doing things in the kitchen or around in the house that is safe. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's very simple, and you can find any corner in your room that works for you or in your house. Again, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen, so this was just a space that worked for us, but you can also put it in the family room, or if you want, even in their bedroom. With our first daughter, we had a space created in her bedroom, but now we moved it here just because life is a little bit busier with two. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I love reading and responding to your comments. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and from Baby and I, we wish you a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!